Yoichi Isagi is one of my new favorite characters in anime, as he is the main protagonist in the series Bluelock. His amazing vision of the field and his abilities to read his opponent's skills and adapt to them in-game are amazing. Today, we will go over how to be like Isagi and his journey throughout Bluelock so far. Be ambitious. One thing about Isagi from the start of the series to the beginning is his ambition. He immediately wants to become better and stronger and understands this as he goes through Bluelock. He knows that going against stronger opponents will help him become stronger, and he always keeps an underlying pressure on himself to continue working hard. He knows if he does not defeat people who are stronger than himself, he will never change and become a better version of himself. He keeps a strong desire to win and succeed in every match, even when everyone panics around him or has no solution. He is constantly adapting and figuring out scenarios in his head to win. His desires carry over to his teammates and everyone around him because of the philosophy that Bluelock created on them. The tough environment of Bluelock showed that you had to be strong and fight for yourself in order to win. You needed to constantly evolve and create new schemes and playstyles in order to survive there, and that is one thing Isagi always had a strong desire to do. He knew once completing tasks that he could keep getting stronger and stronger to advance to the next level. If you want to advance in life as well, you need to constantly be thinking of ways to improve. Be ambitious and realize your goal until it becomes a reality. Develop an assertive presence. Isagi had clear intentions to showcase his presence into the game. There are many times where he feels useless and no one sees him in the game, but throughout the series he makes a name for himself and becomes a person that everyone knows. He started out this series as a 299th ranked player and then becomes the first ranked player after the Japan under-20 match. The biggest dynamic was Isagi and Atoshi Rin. Isagi looked up to Rin as someone he needed to catch. He wanted to watch on the same stage as him and become the protagonist for the world to see just like him. Isagi learns to devour people and take from their skills so that he can defeat them. In doing this, Isagi makes his presence known and defeats many opponents along the way. Even when going against Baro in the third selection, Isagi needed to find a way to level up to the geniuses around him, so he destroys his own mindset and intellect and rewrites his way of thinking into a genius to join the level of others for the sake of winning. He wants to reach the same level as everyone else in his own way and become the world's greatest striker because of his gifts. Isagi constantly asserted himself as Rin's shadow, allowing Rin's development to increase even further because of it. He was the only one in Bluelock to actually give Rin a sense of defeat and show him that he is not invincible. If you want to be assertive in life, you have to have a good body language and stick to your actions. Have your own sense of style and take what you want. Isagi did not show any hesitation towards Rin. He let him know he's coming for his spot and he's going to take it. Become a protagonist. I think this serves as a big purpose for Isagi and a major focus point in Bluelock, especially in Phase 2. Isagi worked so hard in the beginning of the series to becoming the main protagonist and taking off the guys at the top, like Baro and Rin. He then goes under training with the Germany under-20 team and meets a guy named Kaiser, who is also his own egotistical prodigy who also sees himself as the protagonist of the story. Isagi spends a lot of time in Bluelock trying to become the main character of the story for Bluelock. When defeating the under-20 team of Japan, it is him that vows to take Japan to the top, and he becomes the main focal point now of the team. Later on in the story, he realizes that everyone else is also trying to become a protagonist and wants to be the main focal point as well. It is not only constant egos clashing to becoming the best, but also being on top and in the spotlight to everyone. Isagi tells himself multiple times to not miss his chance and showcase his worth to many people as he progressed throughout the story. His whole ideal is to become the protagonist and take it from anyone who gets in the way. This is showcased well when Isagi is going against Shido and Rin as he steals a goal from under them and takes the spotlight. The constant training of Bluelock was essential for this type of development and made the players who they are now because of it. Take center and become the main character in your life. Make decisions that bind you to who you are. Be committed to being the best. I can't stress this enough, as I think this is the biggest thing for becoming like Isagi. He is constantly working to becoming the best, even after hardships and losses or when he feels like he's not on the same level as everyone else, yet he is still searching for new ways to improve. This is a great skill from Isagi as he does not cower away from competition and thrives off of it. I like how the artwork is in the story, as Isagi always has puzzles around him, indicating that he is solving problems like a puzzle and is constantly putting new pieces onto the board. Isagi is someone who's a genius in terms of adaptability. He can completely change the flow of the game and is constantly evolving at a rapid rate as every game he plays is a new step of progression for him. He is improving to reach the next dimension and become a world-class striker. To do that, he needs to always be evolving and coming up with new solutions in game to go against strong opponents. One thing I admire about Isagi is his self-awareness. He knows his flaws and what he needs to work on and is not prideful or cocky in his abilities. He proves himself on the field instead of talking about it. He always finds new sides of himself and eventually decides to tell himself that he is amazing. He wants to continue to get stronger and work on his game. His thought process is to maximize his abilities and use them from devouring other players on the field. But he also learns to think in reverse and move by feeling rather than just thinking all of the time. Isagi learns to become in flow state where you have total focus, and in this state he is able to create miracles to surpass the top players in bluelock. He figures out that he has the power to change the world with his own hands. He no longer needs to rely on people like he once did in the past, and he can fight alone now on his path. He is committed to progress and wants to continue in the path of becoming the best. He sees every day as a battlefield to acquire new skills and take on any challenge that awaits him. Isagi unlocks his new metavision ability, and now things are looking different for him. His best ability was always his eyes, and now he has senses that are unlike anyone else. He notices this change in himself and realizes that he can surpass anyone and defeat anyone, even his idol Noah. He had to stop being a fan who looks up and be the one who chooses the environment he creates. I think Kaiser is a great rival for him, as he is different from Rin because he is an ideal version of the player that Isagi would like to be. Overall, Isagi is someone who has shown determination and strength to becoming the best. He still has a lot of work to put in, and he knows that if he wants to become the center stage best striker in the world, he has a lot more work to put in. He even was amazed when he sees that Rin trains every day for his goals and does not worry about anything else. Focus on your passion and the results will show. Find the path you need to take and take on the challenges that await you. This is how you become like Isagi. Find new discoveries and new sides of yourself that you've never seen before and let it guide you to unbreakable miracles. I hope that you see a world that you desire to be a part of and a fire lights under you to become the best. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will be going over many other characters in bluelock, so stay tuned for that and check out my other videos if you haven't. The feedback I've been receiving on some of the last videos have been great and I can't thank you guys enough. Like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Peace.